This story isn't mine. I didn't live it. It belongs to Nikola from Loznica, a man I might never meet but whose pain I now carry. He sent it to me because he couldn't carry its weight alone anymore, a weight that pressed down on him day after day, night after night. For over a decade, one single night has haunted him, never letting him go, turning his sleep into nightmares, into an endless horror movie that plays over and over again. He hopes and believes that by sharing this dark secret, he will finally break the curse that holds him trapped in the past. Freedom through words, hope for healing. The date, July 15th, 2013, the day everything changed, is carved deep into his memory like a scar that never heals. It was the night when he, young and careless, and his best friend Marco, inseparable buddies in all adventures, crossed a threshold they should never have approached. The line between the known and the unknown, safety and horror. Nikola's confession is a warning, a cry from the depths of his soul. Some doors are best left closed, locked, and forgotten. Some secrets are better left untold. For him, this isn't a ghost story or about supernatural things. It's the main trauma of his life, a wound that won't heal, and a warning to anyone who might be tempted to mess with forces they can't understand, and whose existence they can't even imagine. Crna, Bara, a small village tucked away in the heart of Serbia, sits by the Drina river. The river winds through the landscape, its emerald waters reflecting the thick forests and hills around it. It's a place heavy with secrets, stories passed down through generations, and old traditions deeply rooted in the daily lives of its people. Every stone, every house, has its own story, whispering of times gone by and forgotten customs. Just outside the village, on a hidden plot overgrown with weeds and forgotten memories, stood Marco's old family home, once a proud building, now left to the wear and tear of time. It was a relic of the past, avoided by locals, wrapped in legends and whispers of strange happenings. People said the house had a mind of its own, that it breathed and watched. Marco's grandfather built it, a long time ago, with love and hope, stone by stone, brick by brick. But Marco's grandfather was a man of strange interests, quiet and mysterious, rumored to dabble in forbidden knowledge and dark arts. His interests were shrouded in secrecy, and whispers spread through the village like shadows. Inside, the air was stale and heavy, filled with the smell of dust, dampness, and forgotten things. The rooms were filled with rotting furniture covered in cobwebs, broken mirrors reflecting twisted images, and an unsettling feeling that someone was watching, that eyes hidden in the shadows were always on you. The house was cut off from the rest of the world, surrounded by a dark, thick forest that whispered secrets, and a cold river that flowed endlessly, carrying stories and whispers with it. Everything was designed for privacy and secrecy, as if the house was purposely hidden from view, keeping its dark secrets deep within its walls. Even as boys, Nikola and Marco felt its strange, unexplainable energy, pulsing beneath the surface, as if the house breathed and lived. They always dared each other to get closer, to cross the threshold and explore its dark secrets, but never actually going inside. Fear and a bad feeling always stopped them. Until that fateful summer, when everything changed. The house waited for them, patiently, like a spider in its web. And in their youthful ignorance and innocence, driven by curiosity and a thirst for adventure, they answered its quiet but powerful call. Marco saw his grandpa as a pioneer, a brave man who walked paths unknown, not a crazy person like others saw him. He didn't think his grandpa had lost his mind, but rather that he was a visionary who saw beyond what was real. The legacy of the Threshold Worlds became his calling, a strong pull towards the dark secrets of his past. For Marco, it was a dark legacy he eagerly took on, a chance to explore the edges of reality and find hidden truths beyond what humans could understand. The stage was set for a night that would change everything, a night where the lines between worlds would blur, and Marco would face his grandpa's legacy. People said he was crazy, that his grandpa's shadow had taken him over, but maybe he saw something we couldn't. Maybe he felt the presence of something beyond our understanding. This feels like it was meant for me, like I'm the one who needs to pick up where he left off. It's my turn to see what he saw, to dig into the secrets that haunted him and face the truth, no matter how dark it is. People in Crna whispered about Marco's grandpa. Stories went around about his strange experiments and his obsession with the other side. He was the founder of a secret occult group called the Threshold Worlds, a group dedicated to exploring the edges of reality and talking to other dimensions. He believed that our reality was just one of many, that countless worlds existed alongside ours, hidden behind a thin veil of what we can see. and that with the right rituals you could cross between them, that you could change the very fabric of reality and open doors to unknown worlds. The house was full of forbidden texts, ancient writings that held the secrets of forgotten civilizations and occult knowledge, and strange artifacts, relics from far-off lands and objects filled with a mysterious energy. It was a temple for his beliefs, a place where he did his rituals and talked to forces beyond our world. In the basement, Nicola and Marco found, hidden under layers of dust and forgotten things, shelves with leather-bound books, ancient volumes that promised power and knowledge beyond what humans could ever grasp, journals of experiments, detailed records of his attempts to cross into other worlds and talk to beings from outside our reality, and diagrams of rituals to weaken the barriers between worlds, instructions for opening passages to unknown and dangerous dimensions. Marco was obsessed, Nicola unsure. But Marco's intensity pulled him along. They gathered the materials, found a natural stone circle by the river, and drew the symbols as described. The air grew heavy, the river's murmur turned into an eerie whisper, and the world seemed to hold its breath. The invitation was about to be answered. We have to try. What if it actually works? On July 15, 2013, Nicola and Marco, brave because they were young, decided to spend the night in an old house. Marco found the key to the cellar, and to his grandfather's secrets. In the cellar, they found the Ritual of Passage, a dark book that gave detailed instructions for opening a passage on the riverbank. The old man smiled and whispered, "Soon." Whispering, "Soon." As Nicola knelt over him, a vision flooded his mind, an old man with a white beard and eyes of pure black. Sobbing, "Ugh!" As Marco sang, the night became super cold. The words sounded wrong, twisting the world around them. Distant dogs began to howl, a chorus of fear echoing across the river. The fire in the circle twisted, its flames turning green, then purple. In them, Nicola saw faces and bony limbs reaching out. He wanted to run, but he was frozen stiff with terror. Suddenly Marco collapsed, twitching, his eyes rolling back. Chanting Zareth Morai Shul. Monotone. I don't know, it doesn't matter. A week later, Marco disappeared without a trace. The search found nothing. 3 months later, his body was found in the Drina River miles downstream. His organs were frozen, and there was no decay. The official report said he drowned, but the truth was much stranger. The cold that took Marco wasn't from this world. When Marco collapsed, the world went back to normal, but the silence was heavier than before. Marco had changed, quiet, distant, with cold, dark eyes. He refused to talk about the ritual, as if it had happened to someone else. Marco's death didn't bring relief, it only brought deeper horror. Desperate for answers, Nicola went back to the old house. In the cellar, the black book lay open, but now the message was written in ashes. "Thanks for the invitation, I'll be back soon for what's mine." The words burned into Nicola's mind, a direct message from the being they had called. He ran away, realizing that the ritual had worked. They had opened a door, and something had come through. Marco was the price for crossing the threshold. The message in the ashes was a promise, it wasn't over. Darkness was now free in the world. The legacy of the threshold worlds was alive. The years that passed only made Nicola's fear stronger. The house stands empty, the land can't be sold, and the locals whisper about cold fogs and unseen eyes. For Nicola, it's not just a story. It's a nightmare that keeps coming back. Every night he dreams of the stone circle, the cold fire, Marco singing, and the old man with black eyes. The old man never speaks, but his gaze is a promise of meeting again. Every year the nightmares get worse. Nicola sees the old man even when he's awake. A reflection, a look in the crowd. The message in the ash was clear. I'll be back soon for what's mine. Nicola is afraid that he is what's left, the next one to be taken.
Let the story of Nicola and Marco be the end of it. Don't look for darkness, because darkness always looks for you. Some doors are locked for a reason. For your soul's sake, leave them that way.
I live with the consequences every day, haunted by the old man's promise.
A moment's curiosity can lead to a lifetime of suffering, a curse on your soul.
Don't look for the writings of the worlds of the threshold. Don't speak the words from the ritual of passage. They are the keys that open doors to places from which nothing good has ever come.
Don't go to Crna Bara looking for the house by the river. Don't look for the circle of stones. Some places are best left alone. The land there is hungry.
This story is a warning.